The career mode is the heart of the newly released MotoGP 21. It challenges players not only on track, but also off it as the manager of a racing team. If you don't want to pick up a long lap penalty for a jump start, but would rather jumpstart your career instead, then we have everything you need to know to start building your championship winning legacy today. If you just watched our review of the game and now want to get started with MotoGP 21, consider watching our beginner tips with 2019 World Champion Andrew ZH first to get a grip on the new title. Otherwise, welcome to our career mode tips, where we go over all the basics and learn what it means to manage a team in MotoGP 21. When you fire up the career mode for the first time, the game welcomes you with some overarching information. Every point on that list will be talked about today, and we will give you some insights on how to get the maximum out of your playing time. And if you learned something new today, leave a like, subscribe, and ring the bell for mobile notifications. So let's get started with the choice of your starting point. As with other career mode type games like F1 or FIFA, you can choose whatever classification you want. We understand the itch to get in the MotoGP class, but if you are new to the game, consider choosing Moto 2 or even Moto 3. Yes, those bikes are considerably slower than their high-speed counterparts, but are also perfect to ease yourself into the game mechanics. Moto 3 bikes won't bother you with many electronics to fiddle with right from the start, and the slower overall speed makes it easier to learn the rhythm, timing and pace of races and racetracks. Also, is it truly a career mode if you don't start at the bottom? From zero to hero, from the bottom to the top. That's what a good career is all about, right? Afterwards, we can choose to create our own team or join an existing one, but don't expect a significant impact from this choice. Much more important is to choose a manufacturer deal that you can actually fulfill. You see, every offer from different manufacturers, sponsors, and teams comes with different goals, and therefore varying payment. Sure, it's tempting to go for the big bucks right away, but if you can't accomplish the goals in the end, you're setting your new racing team up for failure. So don't bite off more than you can chew and set realistic goals for your skill level. Next up, we have to talk about riding style. Hidden deep in the customization options, you can select one of 6 riding styles that will greatly impact the way the bike handles. Shoulder out and body out are the favourites among pro players, depending on the track. And we also thought that body out feels pretty good, so maybe test out for yourself which one suits you, but our recommendation is body out. Find your inner Picasso and design whatever you like. Other than some drip, nothing else is to be gained here, so let's move on to your personal manager. The manager is responsible for everything regarding your contract, negotiations with other teams, and ensuring you are striking the best deal possible. A specific evaluation of their skills can be found beneath in the staff resume and their skills. The resume gives you a hint at what this person excels at, and the skills section gives you the hard numbers to that. The 3 categories are salary negotiations, so the ability to get good offers and make more money. Negotiations, the skill to complete negotiations and convince a new team to sign you. And finally, contract search, the ability to find new and better teams to sign you. In the end, it's personal preference what you choose here. For example, if you're planning on creating your own team, maybe go for better salary negotiations than contract search and vice versa. After finding the right person for the job, we shift our attention to research and how to improve our bike this season. For this, we head over to the bike supplier headquarters to spend some research data points on upgrades. Sadly, there's not that much in the bank from the start, which is why we use our staff to gain some research points. Under the tab Research Data Production, we can assign our personnel to produce some of those juicy points for us. This is crucial every time your team has some downtime and is not actively working on a development node. You see, once you've produced your first research points over the course of the first week, you can now start reassigning your staff to different unlockable perks to improve your bike. In the Moto 3 class, this is limited to engine and frame upgrades, but in higher ranked competition, electronics and aero will also come into play. However, points are also earned on track, which makes season testing and free practice valuable weekend sessions as well. The game poses different tasks to complete in these sessions, which range from easy straight-line speed tests up to 3 consecutive flying laps, in which each lap has to top the previous one. Those who always work through their tasks in training will quickly upgrade their bike and won't need to park their staff at developing research data at all. That's at the beginning of Moto 3 at least, so don't skip the free practice, use it to your advantage. Of course, in terms of specialisation, every research category is valid at some point, but we would recommend working on engine upgrades first. Beginners will benefit from this the most, as the massive gains in straight-line speed will see the competition eating your dust. To choose a focus in research, you can not only assign more personnel to an upgrade program, but also choose fitting supervisors in the fields of engineering and data analysis. At the beginning of the career mode, a chief engineer and a telemetrist are already hired by the factory. Yes, their ranking, resume, and also skills can be shown here, and are similar to how the mechanics of the personal manager work. The most important aspect is to hire personnel in key positions that synergize with each other. If both the chief engineer and the data analyst share the same focal point, like the engine for example, they will produce more research data over the course of 1 week, which will lead to a faster upgraded bike in the end. And that's it for today. We hope you learned something new in our little beginner's guide to MotoGP's career mode. Also, let us know which tricks you have for new players, and smash the subscribe button for more MotoGP content. Also, don't forget to check out overtake.gg for all the latest sim racing news and visit our social media channels. Thanks so much for having me, and until next time, cheers!